Yo, yo, yo. Sorry about the delay. My browser, my mic, my camera, everything messed up all at once. But we're here with the internal mic, so we'll live with it.
I mean, hey, there are worse things.
Everything messed up. Oh, look, and then I had it in a loop because I was trying to fix it on my phone. All right, we're good.
It's the delay. It's all about the delay.
Yeah,
So, how are you doing, man?
man. I'm gonna be honest with you. This isn't the only thing that went wrong today.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm. It's a rainy day here. I typically don't cook on Thursdays because we do our show.
Right.
Pick up some food, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't had in a while. Taco Bell. And you know what happens when you have Taco Bell? I swear, man, I was on the toilet at least twice before the show because of freaking Taco Bell.
It's
So
just too many bean burritos. There you go.
that's what we're starting. I didn't eat the beans. I think I had. What did I have? I had a gordita and
So there's
taco.
two things I get at Taco Bell, and only two things. One, bean burrito. Two, hard chicken tacos. Other than that, I don't know what's on the menu.
I got it was a chicken gordita and then a Dorito taco. And that's it. That's all I had. But it truly got me. So if I disappear, you just know it's an emergency.
So the funny thing is we got in Saturday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and dropped Fernando off about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm driving home, and I'm like, man, I am freaking hungry. Because we've been up since 6 o'clock Vegas time, and now it's 1 o'clock Florida time. And I'm like, man. So it's Saturday night, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, shoot over to Wendy's.
Yeah.
Wendy's is closed. But we have a Wendy's and a Taco Bell right next door to each other. So I was like, chicken tacos it is. So got me some 1 o'clock chicken tacos. And I'm sitting there in the drive through and I'm thinking, this is one of those weird moments like where like 5 hours ago I was in Vegas and
Yeah.
now I'm in a drive through in Clearwater. Like it's an interesting life.
Yeah, man. I think I'd rather be in a drive through in Clearwater than Vegas.
Oh,
Almost
100%. I can tell you 100% on that. I mean, when we left at 1 o'clock, and this shirt's gonna drive me crazy. We left at 1 o'clock, and it was like at 12:45. I'm like, all right, man, 15 minutes out. I'm going to the bathroom, and we're getting out of here. Yeah,
yeah.
we've had our fun. It's time to go home. So yeah, SEMA was this trip to SEMA was really a ton of work. Like it was it was very tiring. Like I've never been this exhausted, you know. It was rough.
So what all the have y'all doing?
So for those who don't know, we're there with Rockford Fosgate. This is the shirt we had to wear. Everyone we had, so they gave us 4 of these shirts, and so I thought I'd wear it tonight. It's got this logo on the back. It's gigantic. So everyone was just walking around wearing this. We had the biggest booth there. They just premiered their new Jeep Wrangler and Jeep Gladiator full plug and play systems that they just come out with. They've been working on these for like 2.5 years now. Which, going back to the Easter egg, we talked about there was an Easter egg in the Rockford trip video.
Right.
In the video, we show you when the guy is showing us some 3D CAD work, and it's like he's like, it never really gets, that's the box. That was the box for the Gladiator. So we all saw the Gladiator subwoofer enclosure. But I had to edit it so that you couldn't, like, as soon as they popped it up on the screen, I go, oh, you guys are building the box for Gladiator. And they are all just like, what? I'm like, dude, this is what I do for a living. Like, I know what a Gladiator looks like. I mean, I know the box. I mean, there's like, and they're like, oh, we didn't. I'm like, come on, really? So there is a glimpse of it, just like in the kicker video, there was a glimpse of the L7T
Right.
that no one picked up on. There's a picture of a Gladiator box, or there's a small clip of the Gladiator box in the video. But we were sitting in those. He had a Wrangler, I had the Gladiator, Fernando, and just gave sales demos all day long from 9 to 5.
Demo guys.
Yeah. So it was the whole speech on what it is they're listening to, how much it costs, what retail was, how many hours it takes to do the installation, how it integrates into the vehicle, how it was truly the first actual legit plug and play, uh, from every piece of it, right down to the there's no laptops needed. There's no nothing. You just put the stuff in. There's like one hole you have to drill. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty big on that in Europe. I mean, a lot of the European brands are doing stuff like that, but it's cool to have
Well,
Rockford Fosgate kind of take that on.
so the Europeans do plug and play speakers.
Right.
This is a plug and play system. So this is everything. It's a system in a box.
Yeah.
You open the box up, it's actually a pallet. You get a new sound bar, you get the subwoofer enclosure, you get the amplifiers, you get the DSP integration module. So it basically comes with a DSR1, but it's not a DSR1 like you and I know. It's a locked black box.
Yeah.
So when you plug it into the car it communicate. It has a CAN bus reader in it, so it's capable of figuring out what car it's in, what size radio the car has, whether it's amplified or non-amplified, and that's it. That applies. It sets itself up for that. It applies the DSP tune that's already pre-programmed in it, and you're done. You turn it on. There's
That'd be
no
exciting.
tuning. There's no gain controls on the amplifiers because it's their M5 series amp. Those have rocker switches on them, so you can tell it um, what system it's in. So it just comes pre-shipped to that number. So you don't have to do nothing. If you take the car apart, you put it back together with the new Rockford stuff in it, and that's it. You turn it on. It's pretty exciting.
The Jeep guys are going to be super stoked. The ones that aren't like straight up enthusiasts, because
Yeah,
it'd be easy to put it in.
it does take 6 to 8 hours to install. It's a beast. I mean, because it's everything. Like you got to pull the whole, and that Jeep sucks to take apart
Yeah.
already. Like getting the front speakers out suck, but they give you a whole new sound bar, so like you're not like cutting into the existing sound bar. You pull the factory one out, you put theirs in because theirs is thicker and more rigid. So it was one of those things where we sat, we gave our spiel,
Right.
as talked about all the things it had, and everyone loved it. So whether it was because of us or not, it's like, oh my god, it's amazing.
So how is it tuned? Is it like just a 4-seat tune, or is it just like a basic standard factory tune, or what?
No, I mean it's an upfront tune, but it's designed like it has four coaxials, all weather 6.5s, and then a set of all weather tweeters in the dash. So I mean it's made to rip shit up. It's Rockford,
Right.
so it's made to take the doors off, take the top off, just go ham on this bitch, because all these things have big freaking tires, and
Right.
most of the Jeeps you do, it's like people aren't pinking out that
Oh yeah.
yeah, we're not doing this in a Jeep. We're like, yeah, let's go crazy. Woo.
That's got to
So,
be loud enough to keep up with the road noise. I mean,
oh, dude, trust me, these things, like, I had the perfect demo track, and
yeah.
it was great. That was what really brought me joy. Because, hold on, it did bring me so much joy because it had two spots in it where it was so easy to watch to gauge the reaction. Um, right, here it is, digital music. So it's called hold on. It's called Griz Tronic Tronics. This is what the album artwork looks like.
Hmm.
So it was funny because they just had they just had a USB stick in there that Rich from Rockford had put in. He's like, yeah, just find some songs in there you like. I was like, okay. So I had like an Elton John song that I played. I had a Steely Dan song that I played because they were bookending this song.
Yeah.
But this song, what it would do is it'd be like, hey man, I'm on my way. I just got one thing to do. And it would pause, and the guy would go, oh shit. And just as he'd say, oh shit, the fucking bass would just boom. And everyone would be like, oh, they didn't know what happened. The Asians were the best. When that happened, the Asians would lose their shit. It was great. And then the song kind of ramps up, and it has another part where this guy comes on and talks, something like, this bass, this ain't normal bass or some shit. And then it fucking just, because it's been beating, and everyone's like, oh, that's cool. It's got good bass. And
Right.
then this second bass note comes in and it's even louder. And everyone's like, oh, damn. And like you had them at that. They were just like, oh, yeah, this is the shit. And then it gets loud. There's the third bass note, which is the loudest bass note it has. And it's like, that whole demo takes like, I don't know, 15 seconds, and it's like, because I would sit looking at them sideways in the Jeep because I'm talking to them, explaining everything to them. And so, like, I was just watching their face because after, the first 20 of these, you're like, I got to do something,
Yeah.
you know. And on day two, going for the 200th demo, and you're like, all right, so do you want the demo or do you want the sales pitch? Which one? Oh, I want the sales pitch. Awesome. All right, well, it's, you know. So it was, yeah. They actually filmed me doing my sales pitch.
Oh
So
yeah,
Rockford at some point is gonna put that up.
that's funny.
So
What size was the sub then? Like how much power for the sub? What size was the sub?
So in the Gladiator, it has two T110 shallows,
Yeah.
and in the Wrangler it has two T112 shallows.
So they
And then
got the legit subs. They're not messing with the prime or
oh
even
no, yeah,
the
it's T1s. It's straight
yeah.
up, it's the bad boys. And then for power, it's the M5 1000.
Okay.
So it has the 8004 and the 1001. So it's 1800 watts so it's about 2000 watts of real power.
And
Like,
is it like a
oh,
built-in or do they have to find a place to mount the amps and all that, or
they
is
give
that
you
all
everything. So
they
it's like there's a metal bracket with the two amplifiers attached to it. You lift the seat up, you put this in, put the seat back down, you run your wires. That's it.
there
Fuse
you go.
comes with the fuse mount, comes with the sexiest bass knob. So the funniest thing, is you pull out the power port, the cigarette lighter for us old people, and you put the bass knob there. It's this beautiful Rockford bass knob that they spent way too much time designing, and it looks gorgeous. It feels like the factory fit. It's like it lights up. It's beautiful. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" But because you took out the power port, they're like, "Oh crap." So they relocate it to the glove box and they give you this whole molded piece that goes into the glove box. And that's where you actually have to drill the hole, is to run
Yeah.
the extension wire into the glove box. Dude, people are just dumbfounded by that. They're like, oh, wow, really? It's like, yeah, but every aspect of it, like in the case of the Gladiator, they had to remove the jack and the top. There's a bracket to put all the little top screws in. And
Yeah.
so they molded that into the top of the box. And then the jack, they give you a metal bracket to mount it behind the seat. So everything comes with metal brackets. I mean, dude, they spent so much time and money on this thing. Like they wanted this to be like, you thought this was factory. Like everything about this is factory. So
You expect to be doing a bunch of these, or you think you're gonna kinda do the same thing you've been doing?
I mean, it's one of those things where it's retails for $5,500, which is a really good price.
Right.
Um, it's about, we're usually somewhere in that range when it comes to the Jeep. It just depends, I mean, I would put them in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the nice thing about it. It's like for that's a 1 day install. So it's not, so if we're in like a time crunch or something like that, it's like, yeah, let's throw one in. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there again, it's a unique customer. So, if every one of these things has somebody that is, that's the perfect product for them. Um,
Right.
like if we got a guy come in and they're like, dude, I take my top off, and my wheels are rolling hard, and I'm like, oh, I got the perfect system for you, bro.
Yeah.
We'll definitely throw that bitch in there. But there again, if it's one of my customers that comes in and they're like, I saw that video with those focals, you're like, all right, let's put some focals in this bitch. So it just depends. I mean, I'm sure Paul would love to sell it. It's perfect clerking piece because the one nice thing about it is it's repeatable. So from a business standpoint, it's great because it sounds good and it'll sound good every time you put it in. There's no variables, it's just like put it in, done.
Yeah, and
So
it's for like you said, it's for the certain person, it's gonna be perfect.
yeah.
They're not trying to hear the whispers, and, they're just trying to hear it loud and with a lot of bass, so
So RVH figured it out. Yeah, 6 to 8 hours times 150 plus $550 or $5,500. Yeah, yeah. But that's, believe it or not, that's actually about normal. Like right now, there's no $3,500 system. I mean, of any there. I mean, there is. There's always going to be a $3,500 system, but the system that we used to do pre-COVID for $3,500 is now $5,500, just with inflation and
mhm.
tariffs and just the cost of building things. It's yeah. I mean,
Wire is
every
like double
everything.
the
What's
price.
that?
Wire itself is almost double the
Oh,
price.
Jesus
Yes, it's
Christ! Wire is so special now. Oh my God.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They have newborns, mining this copper, I think is what it
I
was.
think so too. Yeah, virgins. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
oh,
man.
it's ridiculous, and so and there again, there's that thing. It's like, you know, can't I, so it can't change anything. There again, like they designed the system 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago was the environment was a totally different place. So I'm pretty sure they've had to adjust, you know, pricing because originally it probably had maybe a 4,000 or $4,500 price tag, but
Right.
in 2.5 years, plus production costs and changing and how much equipment actually costs.
Well, and they're
Yeah.
putting some pretty legit equipment in here. If they're putting the T1
Oh,
sub,
it's
that
all high end. I
yeah,
mean, the 6.5s that they put in there they're all weather 6.5s.
right,
Those are the ones they use on the Harley Davidson. I think those retail for like $300.
yeah,
Like so, like this is all top tier, top shelf stuff. So
and sound
um,
bars, like Jeep sound bars themselves are way over 1,000 typically.
yeah, so it's a nice hitting. Was that a mini truck Toyota in the kicker booth at SEMA? Yes. Yeah, and actually, so I did get to see that. So it was funny because I was talking with the kicker guys, and they're like, "Dude, that was the best thing we've ever done." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "Because it caught all the tire kickers at the front of the booth, because it never fails." And I had one guy do this. You're in the like we're there to work. We're there to answer questions, give demos, pitch the product, and that's it. I'm not there to become your friend, and I'm not there to talk to you about the system you had back in the 80s and 90s. Like that's cool, but I don't care. Not to be mean, but it's just like I've heard it 100 times, dude, 1,000 times. So I had the one guy that came in and was like, he told me his whole life story, and I was like, okay, like you get 10 minutes, man. 10 minutes, and then I gotta boot you out because I got the next guy.
Mhm.
Got a job to do. So Kicker put the little truck there and had all the classic Kicker shit in it. So what was happening is all the guys that just want to tell you their basehead stories and they all stopped there. They never worked their way into the booth. So it
Is it
was
what
like
they already had in the museum?
I think it was just somebody they borrowed,
Oh,
because a lot of the times these manufacturers will borrow other people's cars, put
yeah,
in the booth. Except Rockford, because Rockford just has enough of its own vehicles that they're going to do that. But this was cool because it was a slam to the ground, full classic period piece. Looked really nice, and yeah, everyone just kind of stopped there,
yeah.
and they didn't affect the rest of the booth. So they weren't walking back and going. So I see this has because there was one guy there that was just kind of talking about it, and that was it. And I
Right.
was like, that was genius. That's so cool. 'Cause I don't care about your punch 45. Yeah. You know?
Oh, man.
So
Back in the day, SEMA used to be, like a business to business show. Is it still like that? Is there, like, business still happening there, or is it
oh,
more
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is just business. And so, like, what was going on for us is, Rockford brought their team. And they, dude, let me tell you something. Those guys do not play around. Like, think what you will. These guys are there. Like, they're like, this is your world. There's four of us. There was Rich, Eric Russell, Fernando, and myself. And then we had a floater. So that, like, if you got to go to the bathroom, you need to tell one of these people, and the floater will come in.
Yeah,
And
assembly
then
line style.
what's that?
Assembly line style.
Oh, dude, not yeah, 100%. And like, so then you had your motorsports, you had your motorcycles. So there's like 20 guys and gals that like they had this was that like this is their world, and this is this 10 by 10 area is all they're going to do for this whole show. And then you have a couple floaters, and then you have some management people like the regional sales directors and stuff like that just kind of move around because they need to go to different spots. And then you have the sales reps that bring their clients in. And so, like, so what would happen for us is that the reps would all that we know most of the reps by now because we've been doing this a long time. So they'll be like, hey, Dean, demo, right? Fernando, demo, and they would jump in the back seat. The primaries would jump in, or just the clients would jump in, and then I'd be like, do you want to do the demo? You want me to do my speech? And I'm like, go right ahead, do your speech, because they've heard it, and it's approved by them. And so that's all you do. You just sit there and you just move them through, move them through. And it was like, Jesus Christ, and every now and then you'd choke because you're drying up. So I kept a bottle of water underneath the seat,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, between. And then mine didn't have a step. And so everyone trying to get out of the Gladiator, it was set up as a rock crawler. So everyone's like having oh my God. And you're just like, yeah, I know. I've been getting in and out of it all week. Okay. So
It'd have been great to see Nando climbing in it. Did you get any video of that?
no, because his had step rails. So he stayed in the Wrangler, and the Wrangler had step
You
rails.
should have made him step in the other one just to get
No,
just for
dude,
video.
I was having to monkey crawl into this thing. I was like, there's no way. And he hurt his foot before he came. He had a battery drop on his foot.
Oh no.
So yeah, so he was because of the move. And so he was like, I'm gonna be over there. I was like, yeah, you do that. So hey Dean, the kicker spilled the beans on a new kicker key. No. To be honest with you, kicker from what I got, the only thing they really talked about is their new enclosures. So they have their new truck specific L7 enclosures, L7Ts. The guy, listen, guys, I know what you guys want. Actually, I had to talk to my rep tonight, and I was just like, hey, listen, because he's like losing his goddamn mind. I'm like, all right, listen, everyone just needs to chill out, okay? There's new stuff coming. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming. There's always a whole bunch of new stuff coming. Like the amount of new stuff coming that I had to listen to between all these manufacturers this weekend is enough to just make you wish you could just jump in a time capsule, because there's always better stuff. Like the stuff we have now, we waited years for, and it's finally here, and we're over it, because no one's ever happy. And so there's more new stuff coming, and that new stuff is supposedly going to make it happy, but it's not going to make us happy because we want the stuff after that stuff. So it's this vicious circle of, yes, exactly. It's this vicious circle of, oh man, I can't wait till that comes out. Well, it's out now, but nobody cares because now they want the next thing. And it's like, shit. But, so
It's like those loaded truck boxes. They're not a big thing to a regular enthusiast, but as far as a seller, I mean, those got to be
well,
pretty
they're going
good
to do
sellers.
great. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Oh, we're going to sell the hell out of them.
yeah.
F-150 with L7Ts preloaded. Fuck. Everyone's getting one of those.
I was surprised they
Everybody's
didn't.
going to get one.
I was surprised they honestly that they didn't already have them.
It's just lining it up, man. You
Yeah,
gotta remember, even though it looks like there's a lot of people there, there's a lot of people there, but each one of them has a different job to do. So it's a pain in the ass, man. Like the politics behind these companies is enough. Like you guys, I mean, some of you guys have office jobs, and you know what it's like to get shit done. It is no different in this world. These are, like I said, like Rockford, dude. These guys are fucking hardcore, man. Like they're like at 9 o'clock Tuesday, everyone in the booth, get ready. Zach, the new number 2, came out and was like, he gave his pep speech of like, everyone shut up and listen. And I think it started out like that. And he was like, motherfuckers, we are. And he cussed. And I was like, okay. Um, and it was like, we own this bitch. And like everyone there wore this shirt, you know, the
Yeah.
reps were wearing it. It was just like this black shirt mafia just came in and just fucking took over SEMA. And it's like, we had the biggest booth. We had the loudest car, which we did. DS18 and Timpano and those those motherfuckers had the loudest cars, but it didn't matter. Our shit was loudest.
Yeah. I
It
can
was.
see that's all in the huddle. Like, I believe that we can win. I
Oh,
believe.
fuck yeah. Oh, dude, and we tore it up. Like they sold a shit ton of these boxes, these Jeep systems this weekend. Oh my god, it was great. Yeah, they were just overjoyed. They're like, "You guys are coming back next year," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to negotiate better terms."
Exactly. But yeah,
Um,
that's the death.
of the announcement gear that was announced to be released, which item are you most excited about? I gotta be honest, Baba. I don't know what was announced and what was shit I'm not supposed to talk about. So, because like the okay, the most excited thing I got like when I was there is because it's been bugging me for like the last couple months is like Linkswell, the company that makes the big touchscreen radios. They've been at Knowledge Fest in every event that we've been to for the last 5-10 years. It feels like 5 years, and and it's like, man, you guys always ask us about those, and now they're on like the 6th generation, which I was like, okay, version 6, awesome. And so I had been toying with the idea of like, man, I'd love to get one of those and just put it in the Mustang because it's an easy enough swap, and just put it in there and see what it does, and actually do a real world test on it. Because if I can live through it, then pretty much anybody can.
Yeah.
So, I got the opportunity to sit down. They gave me a full demo. And I was super excited about it. I was like, okay, when can you send me one? Like tomorrow? Can I take the one off the board?
Yeah.
I'm,
Just give
I'm
me
just
one. I'll
just
put it
asking.
on.
Yeah, just asking for a friend. Um, but like to me, that was really cool. Like there again, I didn't know the stroker existed. Like I didn't know they still made the stroker. Did you know they still make the stroker?
They still make the stroker? No, I did
They
not.
still make an 18 and a 15-inch stroker, and it's beautiful. So, I talked with the Diamond guys and I was like, "Can I borrow one of these? I don't want it. I just want to borrow it. Can I borrow one?" And they were like, "Actually," my guy's like, "I have one in my house and I'm getting ready to move. I would love to send it to you so that you can deal with it while I move and then you can send it back." And I go, "As long as you send me a call tag, I'll put it wherever you want it
There you
because
go.
I'm not paying the shipping on this bitch." Um, American Base started out as a house brand of 5-star. Why do you no longer sell American Base? So American Base is the owner of 5-star, Paul and Bob, his brothers' company that they started years ago, because another manufacturer kind of pissed them off and didn't want to sell them anymore. So they were like, that's not going to work out. So they went and had the same product made somewhere else, and that kind of started American Base. And as it grew, the two of them split. So Paul took the 5-star retail side of things and went one direction, and Bob took the American Base and went the other direction. So they're brothers, they're family, and that's why we don't buy American Base, because they're family. And I don't know about you, but do you want to do business with your family? No. So, the two of them over the year, like Bob's a great guy, Paul's a great guy. They're together every year for the holidays and we get to see all of them. And Bob was like, cuz he was at SEMA, and he's like, "You two, I want you guys up in Cleveland. I'm going to show you what the real Cleveland's like. And you come up to American Base and I'll show you around. We'll see what the real shit we got." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, I want you guys to come up and do videos." I'm like, "Sure. Let me add that to my list of things to do," which I would do happily. I
Right.
mean, why not? Just not for the next 6 months because it's cold up there,
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
so screw that shit.
Yeah, I mean, American Base is pretty popular with the Basehead crew. You know, it's one of the underground ones you don't hear as much about. But if I've made videos of American-based products and
Yeah.
people went nuts.
Is it Bob's a great guy.
Yeah,
I've never really done anything with the product, but I know Bob on a personal level. I mean, I knew his parents. I know Bob. I know Bob as Bob, not as American based Bob. So there's a lot of guys. Oh, I've known Bob for years. You know Bob as American based Bob. You've never hung out with them in a family environment and stuff like that. And they're both really cool guys. And I've never done anything with American bass, so I've had the pleasure of not knowing him the way most people know him.
right.
I will say this, that like they had this giant amp on display that was like so gigantic, and I was like, oh my god, there it is. That's the one I want. I want it to hang on my wall, just like it's hanging on this wall, because that is the biggest, dumbest amp I've ever seen in my. I think I had 8 0 gauge inputs on it. I was
Probably
like,
they
I was
have
like,
it's
yeah, I was like, that's the one.
yeah.
This is what I want.
How many watts do you need? Yes.
Yeah. So Paul and Bob both started American Base. So shocker. I mean, we've talked about it before, but yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't know that. So
I thought that was common knowledge, but maybe
yeah. I mean, if you're from Cincinnati, then yeah, you probably know because
yeah.
the funny thing is there's another brother too, a guy by the name of Paramajit, and Paramajit runs 5 Star up in Ohio. Still, like they're still a 5 star up there, and it's just we're not affiliated with one another, and that had to be made abundantly clear at one point.
Dude,
Um,
it's they have like did you ever watch Seinfeld at all? So do you
yeah.
know, like, we already have a George. Do
Oh,
you like, if there's, like, the Auntie Dean and Nando up there, or just, like, weird,
yeah,
like,
there's not. I could tell you that right now.
reverse
Yeah,
Superman,
yeah,
yeah,
oh,
that'd
yeah.
be great.
So they're up in Ohio, still a 5 star. It's not affiliated with us at all, other than their last name is the same. But it's not like a chain or anything like that. They just that's the way the Indian guys are. They all just they're not the most creative people
Yeah,
sometimes. Like, and then there's a cousin or a nephew. I think there's a nephew that also has an audio store up there. Um, but it's not 5 star. It's somebody else who I've met, and he's a really nice guy. Um, it's always amusing when they come and ask me questions, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm the guy you want to ask these questions to, because I'm pretty sure your uncle will tell you that it's like, no, don't, you don't want a dean. You don't want the stress that comes with having a dean work for you.
you
Yeah,
already have a Dean.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah, yeah. Cleveland, yeah, Ohio, downtown. Yep. I mean, I've never been there, so I'm always like, sure, let's do it. So who knows? Sometime next year, maybe we'll end up at American Base and we'll do some filmings, maybe some unboxings. Who knows? I'm not going to say
Yeah.
no. I
I've
mean,
never stopped, well, I've driven through and stopped at a truck stop in Ohio, and, probably not the best way to see Ohio. Uh,
I've driven through on my way to Michigan. You
yeah,
know, fast. It's like just, oh
yeah.
yeah. All right, can we get through this? This just seems to take forever. Um, so, no, hey, you never know. We never rule out anything. Um, we never. I mean, we do say no, but I mean, it's usually like, okay, what do you got in it for us? What do you want us to do? Because we're a sucker for doing new stuff. I mean, honestly, it's like that sounds cool. Let's do that. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, I just want to try new stuff. You know, I have not been to anywhere South Carolina, so that's not even been on my radar of things to do. Um, Stop at the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah, I've been in an Air Force Museum before. Um, but the like travel and stuff like that. There's only two reasons I go to some place. One is a vacation, and two is for car stereo. So if there's no car stereo event happening there, chances are good, and it's not the vacation hotspot of the world. I have not been there. You know, it's
yeah,
like Haley's not going to go. You know where we should go this year? Where? South Carolina. Be like, Show me pictures.
Yeah. Go to Myrtle Beach or wherever. I don't even know where's popular in South Carolina, but gotta be
Yeah.
somewhere.
I
We'll see.
well,
He's horrible.
you said beach, so you lost me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do beaches.
And I mean, you basically live on the best beaches in the United States anyway. So
Yeah, and I go to them never because
yeah.
I just hate beaches.
And
I can
life.
appreciate it. Like I'll make my pilgrimage to the beach. Like coming up here in a couple weeks, we'll be doing Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, if you guys haven't watched for like the last 8 years, every Thanksgiving Day at like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we go live with Haley, Fernando, and myself from Dunedin Beach Causeway, and we go for an hour and we just shoot the shit. It's one of the funnest shows. I love doing that show. Like, I have a great time. Like, and we always meet some interesting people because it's such a weird time. A lot of the guys that never get the opportunity to like chime in on a show will chime in. Um, like I remember one show we had a guy from Russia come on. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh no kidding. This was long before what's currently happening in Russia. So
Right.
yeah, no,
It might not be allowed on the internet now. Who knows?
yeah, probably not. Yeah, oh, I totally hate the sand. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sand sucks.
Bring a chair, Baba says, for your
Oh
mom.
yeah, for mom and Haley this year. My mom was weird. She just kind of like will show up, and you're like, okay, hey, didn't tell me you were coming.
Yeah.
I told you, and I'll be like, okay, didn't know. You know,
You're here now. Okay.
Haley, I think just does it because I asked her to, and she's done it for so many years now. She just feels like she has to, but you know, whatever. Dude, it was funny too. So we left Monday morning, Monday afternoon. It was like weird because we left in the afternoon, which we never do. We always try to catch the 5 o'clock flight.
Yeah.
And Rockford had us going out in the afternoon, and I was like, that was kind of weird. Um, and then we got home at fucking 1 o'clock, and then I didn't see the girls until the following, like this week's Monday. So I was like a whole 7 days without them because they went to Disney to do a run. So it was a long week, like without with no family. And I was like, yeah, when I'm working, it's no big deal because it's like I'm working. I got stuff to do. I'd call them when I was in an elevator or something like that. But man, coming back and it's like, oh, coming home to an empty home, yay. Where'd Rockford get rooms for you guys at? I missed a lot of stuff on the social medias. We were at the geez. I've only said it like a million times. Used to be the Hard Rock. We're the Virgin. We were at the Virgin.
Oh, so you guys were off strip then?
Yeah, which is funny. So we were off strip, but from my hotel room, I could see the Sphere. Like literally, it was right there. There was a building in front of it, which totally pissed me off. But I could also see the Westgate, and so that's where the convention center's at. And it was we were 2 miles, fucking straight line to the convention center. But with all the traffic, as Baba was aware of, for the stupid race, it still took like 20 minutes to go 2 miles.
Yeah.
It sucked. Like, I'm like, dude, we should just walk. I mean, it's right there. And they're like, yeah, I don't think you want to do that. Like, it's right there. It's a straight line. Like,
That's the
they're
same way
like,
like, from the Stratosphere to Circus Circus. When the very first time we went, we're like,
yeah,
"Oh, we'll just walk to Circus Circus, and then we'll see what's going on." No,
yeah,
that was the
no,
walk of hell.
yeah, yeah. It was terrible. We, and then we ate at one night. We ate at the German place. It's right across from the Virgin, which I was super excited about because I always wanted to eat there. And I
Mhm.
was like, they're like, you want to eat there? I was like, yes, yes, let's eat
I don't even know. There's so much there. It's like you could
there. Yeah,
literally eat any type of food any type of way.
this was the first trip we've ever gone on that I was like, I had great food that I was happy with every
Yeah,
night. Like normally it's just like shit or we're going to talk to somebody, so it's just shit or it's some dried ass chicken. But this trip, man, man, I got nothing to talk to Eric about because we know all our own shit. So we're just like, let's eat some food. And
Mhm.
Fernando's like, man, the food. Fernando was bitching. He goes, the food sucked. And I go, for you, this is the best food I've ever had. You just ordered the wrong shit, dude. Like we went to this one restaurant. It was like this Italian mob restaurant, man. It was
Yeah,
over off of, the old strip, Fremont Street. I mean, dude, high back, like you could just see like this place has been open forever. And this is like where like the famous people would go and because they had these little booths that you could sit in. So like
yeah.
people wouldn't fuck with you. And I was like, dude, this place is awesome. And they had like steak and stuff, but they had a chicken pot pie. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I'll take that. Oh, it was amazing. Oh my god, it
Yeah.
was so good. Was Madonna there? I never got to explore Vegas. Only been at the airport there. And the airport sucks. Let me tell you what. Vegas has the shittiest airport on the face of the earth. Like it is the shittiest airport. It is dirty. It's disgusting. It's garbage. I don't know why they keep it that way because the hotels make enough money to make a better airport. It is not. I mean, flying into Vegas airport, you kind of get it's like, ooh, this airport is kind of gross, and then you realize so is Vegas. Um, so but we did some driving around, but nothing, from the back seat of a taxi or an Uber.
Yeah.
But I don't know who was playing. I mean, dude, literally, like we were working our asses off. We were so tired. We went one night. We went out with Focal. So we had to go up to. They were at the West Gate, so we had to go to 2 miles. It cost $25 to go 2 miles. It's like this.
Damn. We
Oh
did
yeah,
this when I was there, but I wasn't there during SEMA, so they probably
well, yeah, it's just
yeah,
because the road is just screwed up for the F1. We did get to drive when we went to Fremont Street. The taxi took us through downtown, and we
yeah.
got to drive on the race course.
Oh,
That
that's
was really cool because it's still open to the. They have all the guardrails and lighting and all that crap up, but they're like weaving you in and out of it. I was like, oh, dude, we're driving on the F1 racetrack. Oh, that's
dude.
so cool.
I was telling Cassie because we were hearing about it when we were just down there earlier in the summer, and I was like, this would be so freaking awesome to be at this F1 race. But then I started hearing the Uber drivers like and taxi cabs talk about the cost of hotels. No,
Oh yeah, and it's sold out.
yeah,
I don't know about the high end cocaine, but um, you know, the one of the cool things was the hotel we stayed in. Obviously the whole Rockford team was there. So we had the first night we were there, we got back and they just got done doing their international meeting. So all the Canadians came out and I was like, my people, because that's the automobility guys. So like we know all them because they're the guys that bring me up to Canada to do all the stuff. So we hung out with them and everyone got drunk. Um, but Thursday night we stayed like we were all so tired. It was like, man, this is the tiredest I've ever been on one of these things. And so we ate pizza in the hotel. And then everyone's like, dude, you need to come to Fremont Street. We're partying it up. Dude, we're waiting for you. Come on, come on, come on. And Fernando just kind of looks at me and he just kind of turns and walks and goes towards his hotel room. And I was like, yeah, yeah, that works. Yeah, because tomorrow's gonna be a long freaking day. So, like 11 o'clock, I was like, it was
yeah.
wonderful. But we got to go to Steve's, the party for Kicker, which was in the Orleans. So we got there in time for that, and we got to see Steve dance, which I posted on Instagram. So everyone that follows us on Instagram got to see Steve Irby doing the.
I missed that. Maybe I did. I seen him playing keyboard for
So then we
sure,
did that on YouTube.
and then I don't know if I might have seen him dance. I can't remember.
So it was like two back to back, man. He starts dancing. I run up to the front. I start putting it on Instagram. And then not 5 minutes later, they bring him up for the last song to
Yeah,
do the keyboards. And I was like, okay, what I gotta film this because like this is
yeah.
like, come on, man. It's freaking Steve playing keyboards. So, I just went to YouTube and then lo and behold, John Myers starts doing the Charlie Brown Christmas special dance over, I'm like, okay, so I'm going back and forth. Like, I don't know who to look at. Like,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
hilarious.
and so that night, dude, Steve is an animal. Okay. I don't think you guys understand this. Like, Steve was dancing, played the keyboards twice. Like, the party ended at 11 o'clock. All right. Bill Frog was there. I got to see him for 5 minutes and then he disappeared. Okay, at 11 o'clock, that place turned into a fucking pumpkin, and everyone from Kicker disappeared except for Steve Irby. Okay, he's still hanging it out in the little after party area that we were all at, and it's like it's me and all the guys from Texas, and Fernando, of course, and we're all just shooting the shit. Steve's over there, and Steve's like, guys, I gotta go, man. I got to get up in like 4 hours to go home. And I'm like, why are you still here? Like, everyone has left you. Please go to your room, man. Come on. And so that night we ended up, and then my buddy, some of the other Kicker guys, like literally landed at midnight and showed up. They're like, holy crap, you guys are still here. And we're like, holy crap, I didn't even know you were coming. And so we chatted it up, and all I know is the night ended in the bowling alley at the Orleans with John Myers and some people bowling. And I'm like, yeah, didn't see this one coming, but that's just the life we lead. I did not bowl. I can tell you, I did not bowl. But at some point, I said to Fernando, I said, we got to get the fuck out of here because I'm falling asleep. And I don't know how far we are from our hotel, and it's probably going to take 20 minutes to get there because traffic here flows donkey dicks. So,
I know
um,
the Orleans is it's a pretty good clip from.
yeah,
from
I do like the Orleans,
yeah,
because it's an old school casino, and
right.
like that was the first place we stayed because that was where Audio Control stayed. So Audio Control and Kicker always, and it's a great old hotel it has everything you could possibly want. Like, the bars are huge, the venue is gigantic, the food selection, there's like 10 restaurants in there. Like, it's an awesome place, and you can go bowling. Um, it's an awesome place, but yeah, we're not there. John Myers strikes me as a bowler. Oh yeah, dude, he was killing it. He was killing it. Yeah, he's totally a bowler. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, but it was cool. It was cool. We had a great time that night as always. Um, we like hanging out with our guys from Texas. So, um, the guy out there's the primary out there is a guy by the name of Pete Daly. He runs a rep firm out there, and so we hang out with all his guys. So it was a lot of fun. So I mean, we have these groups of people that we always run into at these events,
yeah,
and it's always cool to hang out with them and see what's new in their world. So
yeah. That's basically what you're doing at shows.
yeah,
Even car audio shows. You meet up, see people, meet new people, get some demos. That
yeah.
being said, what are the chances that you're going to make it to Slamology 2024?
Is that the one in Indianapolis?
Yeah,
Pretty good, I think.
I think it's like June. I'm marking it as soon as I know. I'm going to book the days, get the hotel or
Yeah,
whatever.
so as soon as you know, you're gonna tell me, and then
Right.
we'll figure out what we got going on around that time. So I mean, the thing is, like, for us, um, so next month, December, I'll start putting together, what our schedule looks like for the first six months of the year.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, right off the bat, like, we have Knowledge Fest in February, we have Master Tech in March, and then I think we go right up a couple weeks later. We're in Canada at the CMA. Um, and I hope to see a bunch of you guys at Master Tech because you can do the guest pass for $299 or $199. I think you do guest pass for $199.
I may even go to Master Tech
Yeah,
just
because
to hang out.
so you have the big package, which is, well, we're gonna have Brian on. I think maybe not this week, but next week.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about like guest pass and stuff like that. Because guest pass is pretty cool. You get to go to the show floor. You get the food. You just don't get the classes. So it's like you get to sleep in. Then you get to go hang out on the show floor, and then like I think you can even go to vendor classes at night. So when vendors teach stuff, so which is pretty cool. So
So that so most of like the wire challenge is outside of the classes, right?
yeah, so the classes are like in the morning, and then they stop for lunch, and the show floor opens. So the show floor is open for like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
Right.
And then at some point it closes again, and that's when vendor classes start. And then there's dinner. I think there's dinner, then vendor classes. Um, but yeah, it's like $200. So we're gonna have Brian on and talk about it because I know, like on our show, we it's the whole deal's like $800 if you want to go to the classes, which to me is totally worth it. But I get it. Um, the problem is that it's in Arizona, and of course, I don't know if anyone has tried to stay in a hotel in the last year, but hotels suck. Pricing on hotels, Jesus Christ, you know. And they have spring training going on at the same time Master Tech is, so it's like
And
it's
there's
even
like two
suckier.
hotel options in that area.
There's 5 hotel options in that area, and he blocks them all. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it's and then you can do like our boy Eduardo from Techno Express in Orlando does. He rents a U-Haul van for $20 a day. He calls it the pussy wagon, or the. But yeah, he rents one of those white U-Haul vans for $20 a day,
That's funny.
and I'm like, because he goes, I just needed to get from here to there. It's $20 a day. Cost me $100 to rent it for the week. I'm like, I don't know if you're a genius or the cheapest motherfucker I know. He's like, hey, you know,
Oh my god.
pile as many Mexicans as I want in the back. He's Cuban, so he can say that. Um, oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Airbnb for the win. They're all expensive though, man. The thing is everything's expensive. For us, it's easier to stay the closest to the event as possible, just because, like, especially at like a Master Tech, we have so much work we have to do for the show, and so we have to be on grounds to just. But I mean, they pay for the hotel anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But for us, because we're doing so much shit, like, yeah, it's insane. Oh, so anyways, that's what we got going on. Exciting.
Yeah.
I did so today I was thinking of you earlier. So we had a F-150 come in that
Yeah.
someone had installed a crunch amplifier and using a CCA kit.
Oh yeah. Was it
And
nice and
the
crusty and blue and
huh?
was it nice and crusty with blue?
Dude, beyond crusty. So at the ground point where they grounded it, it had just totally oxidized. For I have no idea, just the metals just oxidized. And when I pulled up the force seal, I was like, "Oh, they ran zero gauge." It had swelled the wire sleeving.
Wow.
We kept the piece of wire because I was like, I'm keeping this because this is the coolest thing ever. And it was hard as a rock. Like it was stone. It's like, whoa, like this
Yeah.
is so cool. But for all you guys that are like, CCA, and then I show you where I just break the fuse holder off,
Dude,
because there's like 5 strands.
there's still people that swear by it, man.
Oh, you can swear all you want.
To each
Swear
their own, I guess.
yeah, but no, it's okay.
CCA for the loss. So I have something to talk about before we close out the show.
Please.
For everybody watching that likes live streams, I'm gonna be doing a whatnot auction. Have you ever heard of whatnot?
Mm-mm.
It's like live stream with eBay mixed in. So you're just live streaming and you can sell your items on there.
Oh,
So you just like eBay, people in the chat will be able to bid, sign up. So I'm
wow.
gonna do that Monday the 13th. I think Monday is,
Okay.
and at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So
So this Monday.
yep, this Monday coming up. So I'll actually leave a link in the description after we're
So
done
we'll
here.
we'll be going head to head that Monday.
No, yours is at when?
6:30. Oh, you're Central Time. You'll be an hour later.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say
Yeah,
because not.
I thought about it before I slotted in, like who all streams and all that.
Yeah, yeah. Good call. No.
Just as you guys were ending, but It's obviously it's on different platform, but I'll put a link in the description,
Oh,
and
very cool.
if you do that link, you'll get $15 off your first purchase. So
Oh, wow.
you'll get a $15 credit. I'll get a $15 credit. So,
Wow, that's pretty neat.
yeah,
Huh.
it's a new
Well,
platform, so they got to incentivize people to use it.
oh, well, that's pretty neat.
But I've
Um,
been addicted to it lately because
really?
another YouTube channel, it's actually a golf channel that I watch, and they sell a lot of their finds. They go around, do like Goodwills and auctions and stuff like this, find it, and they sell it on there. I was like, this might be cool for car audio. It's a bunch of I have a bunch of smalls I'm gonna start off with, just stuff I need to clear out of here. So a
Right.
bunch of it's gonna be super cheap, and the shipping's super cheap on there. So
Wow. Do they handle the shipping?
you have to ship it, but
Right.
they pay for the label. Like they get their big bulk discount.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's
So
crazy.
yeah, you just print the label and they'll take it straight out of the payment. So
Be a good way to do like a fundraiser.
oh yeah, yeah, a lot of people do it like that.
Yeah, I would like to raise funds for myself.
Right.
Um, wow. That's pretty cool. Hmm.
Yeah. So some I'm trying. We'll see how it goes. People like it, I might do it once a month or something. I always have stuff in here I need to either give away or get rid of.
Right.
So that's mostly what it's going to be. And a lot of stuff's just new that I haven't got around testing. I just like, all right, I picked this up. I don't even want to mess with it anymore. Or someone sent me for testing. I've already done a video on it. It's like, all right, I need to get this out
Yeah.
here.
So I picked up this.
Oh, nice.
So we were cleaning out the store, obviously, and um, these are all things that had to go. This was an
That's
old.
that's the kind of cardio I like collecting now.
Yeah.
Advertisements. I love advertisement stuff.
And then I got one more, which I haven't even looked at this. I don't even know what it is. It's another Rockford piece. Um, I don't even know if I can get it out of the box. Yeah, I can't get it out of it. It's a big metal sign of some kind that we found.
That
I
kind of
was
looks
like,
like
oh,
the one I
didn't
sent
know we
Bob.
had that. Huh?
It looks like a kicker sign, like the one I sent Bobby.
Yeah. So I had a Warhorse sign too.
Yeah.
But it looked like it got smacked by a Mack truck, so it just ended up
Ah,
in the trash can.
yeah.
Because I was like, ugh, I'm not sending this to anybody, so it's going in the dumpster. And we threw away tons of banners. Oh my god, we had so many banners that just went in. Like I had this 10 by 10 Rockford R, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is cool. I don't need it.
Oh, see, that
I'm
would work perfect for the whatnot.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
more
Yeah, yeah,
work. More work.
yeah,
So.
yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that. So Monday we're gonna have a special guest or two.
Oh.
So Matthew Palumbo from Audio Control is going to be in our neck of the woods. So he's definitely coming on Monday. And then he might drag Jeff Smith with him. So we might get the Jeff Smith, Matthew Palumbo. And the cool thing is, we don't have an agenda. So we can just do regular show with guest. So
You'll
I'm pretty excited
definitely
about
end up
that.
talking about DSP, 100%.
We probably will talk about DSP. But the
Yeah,
nice thing is we can talk about anything because um, we have those guys on. So it's like, it'll be fun.
yeah, yeah.
Rockford signage is hard to get. Not really. They send out shit every year. I got another sign out in the garage that I haven't even looked at yet. That's light up, I guess. So I have a
Yeah.
neon sign at work that at some point will probably disappear.
Dude, the only one I regret getting rid of, a lot of stuff I've either given to people, sold to people, was an original Orion neon light.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I should not have got rid of that, but I did it. The guy I gave it to is a huge Orion guy,
He
so
probably went to a good home. I mean,
it's in good hands. It's in good hands, and I could probably see it if I wanted to again. But
yeah, yeah. So I have to do a so at Master Tech. You get there Sunday, I think, is when it starts.
yeah,
I don't remember. Anyways, so like we're doing classes that day that are, if you signed up for classes, you can go to one of these classes because everyone gets there early because there's a big party that night.
mm,
And so I have to do a class on wiring of some kind. I haven't figured it out yet, but the idea I had of wiring up two old school amplifiers, it just there again, popped back in my head again this morning tonight while I was running, and I was like, man, I need to find some matching old school Ryan amps, or just something like two matching old school things that I can wire up modern wire style. But I don't know.
You know who's got you need to talk to Derek. I guarantee you he's got something that doesn't work.
Yeah,
And this guy, like Derek, he like it might look like chaos, but he's like, "Where's this?" You know people like that, right?
yeah, Paul.
Like, "Oh yeah, it's on this shelf right here underneath these 3 or 4 amps." Like, how do you remember all this?
It's what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
It's exactly what matters. Well, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, who do I know that has an old amp collection of shit that I can just borrow, like a 4-channel and a mono block, or a 2-channel and because it's like I could use my 225 and my 250, but I prefer to get amps that like you can borrow mine. Let me know. I just all I got is Moon and Stars. I like Moon and Stars. But the
Yeah,
thing is like I want amps that are dead, because I know what I have to do to them, and it's not going to be well. Like, I almost want to pull like circuit boards out so I can just have shells and make my own end caps, you know. Um, so it's like I have these ideas, and then I might have to talk to some of my amplifier manufacturer friends and be like, hey, I need some screw down terminals for the ends of amplifiers. You guys got those? Just kind of laying around, maybe. They can be cheap though. It's like, hey, could you send me a PCB of some shitty prototype thing you didn't use? Oh yeah, 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 sure. Dickheads.
oh man.
But anyways, um, oh yeah, okay. So they also have to be small. A 4004 and a 3002. Those are big amplifiers. Yeah, those are big. So I don't want to pay, because I got to ship them out to Arizona, and then I got to ship them back, and I got to ship them back to whoever they are. So I don't want to spend $300 on shipping. Um. So, anyways, that's it.
That's it. I'm trying to paste a link for if you want to hear more nonsense. We got plenty of it on our other
Yeah,
show.
you can run P3 sealed. They sound good. They're boomy speaker, sealed or ported. So, all right, man. That's it for the show. If you guys want to hear movie and food and all this other nonsensical stuff, head over to Sidejag.
Yeah, we'll see you over there.